afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero, like Defender of the Fatherland, off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Crossroads. In the south, it's Bulat fighting for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin. Rolling out here with the 5th Guards Rifle Division in the north, it is Jove fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 1st Panzer Division ordered to counter-attack and push back the Russians in this sector. And we got Jaeger armour, German infantry and Jaeger infantry, triple infantry. The cat's attacking my hand. Versus Gart rifle here with double infantry and a T-70 bulletin. No, Basil. Ow. Stop that. Gonna the MD-42 start there for Jove, double conscripts for Bulat. Might be some conscript assault tactics there being enacted. Ow, Basil. My apologies about that, dear viewers. He seems to be being very bad cat at the moment. Sandbags up here to help defend. MD-42 moving very northwards for the munitions. Grenadiers heading eastwards. Sam back way up here for Bulat. Ow! You stupid cat, stop that! There we go, I was able to get my hand free. Grenadiers first engineers quickly riding the 3rd conscript on the way there for Bulat. Grabbing the centre victory point there with the Pioneers. MD-42 doing westwards. No, Basalt, you don't get to sound sorry, you little bastard. 2nd Grenadier squad, they're almost done for Jove. 3rd conscript, they're done for Bulat and the Red Army. We got Bartwire going up here for Jove by the centre victory point. Sandbags up here by the eastern point. MD-42 goes down a bit closer to the fuel point, I think, for Jove. Single squad, they're setting out here for the 1st Panzer Division. Sandbags here done for Bulat, setting up for future engagement there versus Jove. Very good. MD-42 being ahead there, very good. But it is a bit exposed, a bit unsupported there on the left flank, so it has to be a bit mindful there of that. Otherwise, it could end up a bit problematically. Grenadiers moving in that double push there from Jove. 4th conscript there for Bulat. So it's going to be a heavy conscript build here, which certainly synergizes quite well with Guards Rifle, with the conscript assault tactics. Full conscript squads with submachine guns finding quite a problem there for the average Wehrmacht player. Conscript there as the MD-42 Pioneers a quick spot there by flanking. Does not do that. Oh, there you go. He was waiting for them to get suppressed. Grenadiers here, well, I think need to either push around here, just need to launch a large assault here to clear them out. But at the same time, they can't afford to take too long here because Bulat's clearly going to be reinforcing that point. Also, that's mounting this car point, very good. Pioneers there pushing back the conscript with the MD-42 support here in the west. In the centre, Bulat's moving up steadily with no real resistance there from Joe's going for a 3rd Grenadier squad there. Engineers flanking up behind the Grenadiers to try to shoot at the conscripts here. It's going to be a slow process. And again, one that allows Bulat to get up behind Jove here and put some pressure on the Grenadiers. Molotovs up there for Bulat, very good. Quick route from one side, and there you go, can quickly flush out the Grenadiers, making them easy targets. That's exactly what Bulat's going to do here. Quickly pop up as fast as possible, throw in a Molotov, and then flush them out of the heavy cover. Leaving them much more exposed, and there we go, forced out into the open, taking casualty there, taking damage from the fire. Up here, another Molotov could happen there again. They're going to put the cough on. MD-42 joining in though, saving the day there for Jove. And in the far west, we've got a conscript. They're going for a deep flank. Nice play there by Bulat. Very good tactical movement. Back here, Jove taking up. Back there, nothing further happening here for Bulat, except medics, obviously, and some reinforcement. S-mine being taken down the tree path. Nice work, but in this case, gets us too close to the machine gun bunker. Otherwise, I like the idea here by Jove. I like it very much. Grabbing the fuel point there again. Nice move here. Basically taking advantage of Joe shifting towards these to respond there to Bulat's movements. He sneaks up. Then he digs in. Cheeky play there by Bulat. Very cheeky. But again, nice tactical flexible. And that's really what you need to do with the conscripts. It's very much about using reasonable mobility and ability to lay down sandbags. You just try and, basically keep playing around your opponent in sort of fight engagement. You actually have a tactical advantage and then beat them. You don't just try to look to win in every engagement versus the Wehrmacht with conscript builds. It's about looking for them and then sort of, winning them. So, nice play there, and certainly I would say the hallmark of a good serve play. We got S-Mans there being decimated very slowly by flamethrowers. There's going to be a bit of a slow affair there for Bulat. Very slow, in fact. Still, he's got both viewpoints there. The one has not been connected yet. Grenadiers sitting eastwards, they're going to push for the fuel point. No doctrine yet for Jove, though certainly with the infantry there. I mean, he could consider German infantry veteran squad leaders, or he could go for Jaeger infantry and G43s, and you know, maybe the Jaeger command squad heading up for the fuel point there, ground the point here. No counter-attack into the west. Interesting move there by Jove. Might be he's just written it off. We shall have to see. Like to make a nice company going up. There's some Panzer Grenadier, could be a good choice. 2-2s are very likely, or flame for half-tech here. Engineers sitting out westwards. There you go. We got minesweepers up to deal with the S-mines, since the flamethrowers were doing a horrid job of dealing with that. Grabbing the eastern fuel and victory point. MD4 to cover the centre here with the Grenadiers and backup. 2-2 on the way there for Jove and the 1st Panzer Division. Follow up here with a bunker to heal his men. Grenadiers there yet to show any signs of upgrades on light machine guns or anything there. The faster though that Jove can get them upgraded, the better. That really should be a crucial, I think, priority here for Jove versus Bulat before, you know, Bulat decides he can get his countries upgraded. Of course, Jove may not be where his opponent's already gone for guards rifling, may have to expect sap machine guns of plenty. Finding in the centre, and units being suppressed with MG42, but we can see there that Bulat is putting some heavy pressure on Jove. Bunker rage to get upgrade here. Conscripts there continue to fight against the Grenadiers. The Mortars was only doing that part here, but the Conscripts are beginning to take losses from having 2 Grenadier squads engage them. Even then, it is not looking good for at least one of Jove's Grenadier squads here. MG42 there, assaulted by the Conscripts, popped the Molotov off there, very good. Grenadiers moving to the north, still no sign there of upgrades for any of Jove's infantry, not only the ones on the base. One squad retreats, then moves onwards. MG42 needs to get out of there before it burns to a crisp. A lot of pressuring him, got the 2 moving southwards there, 2 killed so far. Bunker not upgraded, bit of a minor oversight, still no sign of a doctrine, though again, Jaeger infantry could work out, German infantry could work out. I think Jaeger armour is not really a good doctrine in Germany, it's even worse than 1 versus 1, so I'd obviously not recommend that one, to put it very mildly, but again, German infantry and Jaeger infantry could both work here quite nicely. Now look, managed to grab a nice chunk of the east. Troops are healing and forcing. Got a support company for Bulat, opening up for field guns, mortars, and machine guns to back up his troops. Very nice play there. Pioneer setting up. Back here, troops reinforcing. Finally got Megs on the plus a pack 40 here for Jove. He's obviously worried about enemy light vehicles. The T-70 could give Jove a very tough time. He certainly hasn't had time to lay down tunnel mines at all. Still, no sign of upgrades on the Grenadiers, and I mean, whatever he can push fast here versus Bulat, the better. So he has to make a decision soon because ours are going back. There you go, it's Jaeger infantry, meaning G43 here. Versus Soviets, I mean, it can be a very strong choice. I would say veteran squadrons would do the job just as well, plus we hopefully there's the Soviets pensions for just wiping your stuff with all the high explosive stuff for late games, so in that regard, veteran squadrons could be very nice. We got the Jaeger infantry package plus the ambush camouflage going up, very good. You should also remember to add that to the MG42. Back here the troops are reinforcing, pack 40 setting out. Back here tank command going up for Bulat, very solid, seizing the points here with sandbags already in place. Very nice right there by Bulat, of course.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Halfway done there. Seizing the northern missions, point there being seized by them before 2 pioneers on sandbags, and setting up 2-2 with some surge there back, and he's swinging eastwards. Adding ambush camouflage to both. Not G43s to both, interesting to worth noting there. You could consider calling in the Jaeger command squad, the faster the better, and there you go, ambush camouflage and the G43s going in. And there we go. About to engage in, there you go, Jaeger command squad around here for Jove, puts him at 4 infantry squads here versus Bulat with his 4 conscripts, though of course he can go for submachine guns. In fact, he's already going to equip his men with the PPSH 41 submachine gun. Fun fact about those, the Germans captured a lot of them, and they converted, I think, roughly 1 million of them using German 9mm parabellum bullets. Gunners versus country in the east. He's simply almost done there for Bulat. Slow engagement there, to moving about. Almost got the point here, so we'll need to get the pack 40 a bit further to the frontage. Got the Jaeger command going to back up the Grenadiers here, a bit slowed down assault. Got engineers counter-attacking there, setting up to hit the flank. Very good play there by Bulat. And there you go, lots of infantry, but at the same time lots of bunched up. We got the 2-2 moving in. But again, Grenadiers here easily bounced out. That's the T-70 doing a lot of damage there. Not kills quite yet, but he's threatening them. He's definitely not what Joe wants. We got the Pack 40 moving up. The two can sort of help screen the retreat there a bit, but needs to get out there fast forward. The oh, that's too late. The con's got close enough. And his tank grenade off. Pack 40 can cover a bit, but yeah, misses. He might get another hit in the T-70. Definitely missed a chance, I think, to destroy it. Ooh, another miss. Bad luck there for Joe. Back here, troops in reinforcing. Retain control of the west here for now against Bulat and the 5th Guards Rifle Division. No further submachines being handed out yet there for Bulat. Continuing again straight into the Pioneers. And countered there routed by the ambush MD42. Nice work there by Jove. It increases the accuracy for just a few seconds, meaning the overall does a lot more damage. And it's sort of the thing there that units with high rates of fire really benefit from ambush camouflage. Drop grenadiers, particularly with light machine guns, panzer grenadiers, and of course the HMG42 team really benefit from it. And the unupgraded grenadiers don't really benefit a lot from it though. But it's clearly had that 1 in 90 for a light machine gun upgrade. Bulat flying with a maximum machine gun. That's going to put a bit of a problem there for Jove. After taking losses from the G43s and soon the MG42s, plus of course the K98K. Consequences grenadiers and Jaeger command squad here. Where's T-7 going to hit the MG42? Nice play there. Jove there being a bit too confident. His MG42 not being dealt with. Of course, forgetting he could just rush in a T-7 to deal with it. And of course, that Joe could that possibility could set up telemines here to use that the MG42 then as bait for the T-70. That would have been a bit of a very far-sighted move. Obviously, the T-70 is moving away. He's likely anticipating the Pack 40 moving in to deal with this, but of course, the T-70 is already long gone and could hit elsewhere. So, nice play there by Bulat, anticipating Joe's movements and moving ahead of them. We've got full upgrades there, of course, for Bulat at the regimental field headquarters. Engineers got the point here. Grenadiers on watch for the light machine gun. Take up almost done. Jaeger command squad troops moving in. Got the counters under heavy fire. We got the T-7 moving in straight to the Pioneers with the minesweepers back here. Nothing further going for Joe. We got the tech, but yet to see the building. Once they're taking here, fire from the command squad on the 222. And routed. Grenadiers in watch in ambush by the centre. Smaller push here on Bulat up with 2 more conscript squads. There, one up here with the submachine guns, the other without. Grenadiers moving up with the G43. Got the centre here being attacked by the engineers straight into the grenadiers with light machine guns. Pack 40 moving up as well, very good. Plus an MG42 banging up further. Counter taking heavy damage from the units in the west. There you go, contracting to grenadiers as well. Heavy casualties in the west here for Bulat. Bit of reckless assault in the centre. T-70 and engineers are routed as well by Jove's defences. Very good here. There we go. Barely any casualties. In fact, no casualties for Jove in the west. Grenadiers took damage, but they didn't lose a single man compared to the Jove almost lost an entire conscript. The almost brought down to half the size. So, pretty good engagement there for Jove here in the west and east. Things are looking a bit more desperate. It's going to get Rousey and the G43s are just not doing enough fast enough here. Zooming in back here, so Paul McCoy out for Jove. Could probably be a fast Panzer IV. He could also try and rush out Ostwind here. That could put more pressure on Jove's infantry, or Bulat's infantry now. That of course would be quickly dropping off if Bulat gets out tanks fast enough, which he's likely to. Well, if he's really worried about armour, a Stu could also work out. But I'm guessing a Panzer IV here since that's the more common choice. And if possible, Joe should also consider laying down telemines to catch up the T-70 and other tanks that Bulat might decide to toss at Jove. Bulat here going for the SIS-3 field gun. Not yet taking up. Mort on the way for Joe, bringing up... Oh, Panzer Grenadiers. Wow, he can't quite make up his mind there. Either Panzer Grenadiers or Mortar that I think would work out nicely there for Jove. For different reasons, but I still think both would have worked out well. And obviously he's not going to go for both at the same time, since then he can't go for the Panzer IV in a few moments. Which is obviously a major priority there for Jove, getting out Panzers as fast as possible. Grenadiers here getting off a few ambush camouflage shots there, again doing heavy damage to the conscripts, all down to half health. 2 men down, there's going to be more casualties, but there you go, second conscript going in. Gonna have to retreat here. There we go, Panzer Grenadier out, ambush camouflage being added. If he's really worried about armour, of course he could add the Panzerschrecks to it. But he can't go for the Panzer IV now. And if you're really worried, I'd probably recommend just getting Stooks instead of upgrading your Panzer Grenadiers, to be honest. They're kicking reinforcement, and more skirmish on the right side here. Grenadiers as a consequence, the submachine guns they do lack long range firepower, which of course the grenadiers with the G43s have much more of. So there you go, conscripts are steadily dropping there. Panther on the way there, we got the field gun bombarding machine nest here, leaving Joe in a bit of a sticky spot. And the West Panzer Grenadier moving forward to the conscripts here, if he's not paying attention though. Oh, there we go. Should get, I think, a bit closer than they should have a really good chance. So the conscripts taking damage here from the Sturmgewehr 44. There you go, 2 men down, and there you go, Bulat falling back. Jove's Panzer IV is very close here to support the 1st Panzerdivision. Bulat meanwhile has yet to take up.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
There we go, Panzerkampfwagen 4. Gefechtsbereit here for the 1st Panzerdivision, which is a fun note, was back in the early days of the war doing Operation Barbarossa. It had 2 Panzer Grenadier battalions with fully armoured half-tracks, which was actually quite rare. I mean, late was only usually division had 1 battalion of it, and back then was actually in the start. Well, most divisions had maybe a company's worth of armoured Panzer Grenadiers, but the 1st Panzer Division could actually muster 2 entire battalions. Panzer Grenadiers need to retreat though pretty schnell. They're very low in health and could risk getting wiped out. Slope advancing in the east. Mortar with smokes into will be quite handy for Jove, but it obviously doesn't have that. Instead, he's pushing forward to do with a maximum. Nicely dug in there by Bulat. Few down the flank, we could see Hunter charge in there to pop in, but no, it looks like he's going to go for the T-70 here. He's getting infantry pulled up there to back up the Panther Volleys to help get away if it comes down to it. Back here, troop shielding reinforcing. Panther is almost back. Bulat now going for Garton, putting at 5 infantry squads, so they both have roughly equal numbers there, at least in terms of squad numbers, but obviously member numbers is a bit more favourable there for Bulat. With a total of 30 men, whereas Jove has 21 men. On the west of Bulat is making a big push here with his conscripts, swiftly gobbling up the left pointers. Jove is trying to make push through here, but again he's lacking the speed, the momentum to really break through. Bulat's defense is fast enough, and again he's tying up too many forces doing so that Jove could or Bulat could just quickly seize the west. So that's a bit unfortunate in terms of force concentration. So he quickly has to rush in there to counterattack and reclaim the west. MG42 being outmaneuvered, 2-2 following back. Grenadiers covering there with the G43s and almost ace level. There we go. Guys, they're taking some nasty hits from the Grenadiers as they spring the ambush and gain the ace level in the process. Guards from there taking heavy damage in the process, and the west counterattack is being very slow about it. The Panzer of course going to need repairs. And there you go, Bulat there taking advantage of Jove's weakness there to push forward in the centre as well, putting more pressure on Jove, making it hard for him to counterattack into the west. Thumbs there but to Bulat, very good read there in Jove's situation, and good exploitation there of Jove's mistake. Jove can soon go for another Panther. We could also try and go for the Osman here to put more pressure on Bulat into that way, and also the light vehicles. While the Osman isn't amazing, a well-handled Osman can still put some pressure on the opponent's infantry and maybe cause them to be a bit more cautious. Back here, the troops are reinforcing. Bulat's swiftly moving ahead. You've got the Grenadiers there, commands warming up as the T-70s stand no chance. Bit of quiet here. Still no takeoff for Bulat. One wonders what his late game strategy is. Going to be K1s, T-34s, SU-5s. I mean, if he goes for the K1s and Joe just sticks to Panther 4, he's going to win because the K1 just very much beats the Panzer 4 for a slightly higher price. Sniper for Joe at this point versus the Soviets is a perplexing choice. I mean, 6-man squads, a lot of them conscripts, and it's not going to be, I think, super effective for the sniper, particularly at this stage of the fight anyways. I think we're better off spending the man upon, say, caches or more armour faster than trying to go for a sniper. I mean, it's not like Bulat has a lot of support weapons either that really requires a sniper. Even then, I think a mortar would be better, so I know the sniper just seems like a strange choice. I mean, if it's against the Brits at this stage of the fight, maybe, or the Americans, maybe, but I feel like the Soviets, particularly the conscripts have built, getting a sniper is a bit of a curious choice. Panzer there getting Veteran 2. Blocking up pressure is Jove. His snipers there arriving to the front line. Basil is at it again. Wanting attention. A fluffy little bastard. Bit of skirmishing here, comes coming ahead. Going back the point here, Jove so far struggling a bit to break through Bulat's iron grip. He does have a victory point over Bulat here, which is something for Jove. Now sending the T-70, comes coming up there to sort of threaten there. Pantherfall could deal with that. Sniper, they're getting a hit. 2 kills so far there for Jove's Scharfschütze. And there you go, comes around it. Back here, troops reinforcing. You finally got taken there for Bulat. The mechanized armor company is being raised. T-70 on that, closing him at 2-3. Yeah, he commands with the spot. Actually interrogating his opponent. Very nice play there by Jove. Getting himself an intelligent advantage over there. Bulat might even be able to spot the mechanized armor company going up. So very nice work there. Very nice. Seems like Basil may have caught a fly. At least attempting to catch one there. Nice hit on the counter there by the Panther 4. Troops are healing and reinforcing. And Jove is going for tier 4 now. Interesting. I mean, on a map like Crossroads, which is more resources, it can happen, though he's not had, I think, that great map control, so I'm not so sure it's the best move right now for Jove, but we'll have to see how it works out. Sniper there with 4 kills. Still, I think Sniper into heavy, the heavy Panzer Corps might be a bit much there. I personally prefer maybe go for second Panther 4 or at least a Stug or something else before trying to go for that. But there you are. Anyways, halfway done with that one. Also, of course, got the still close as but rain. There you go. Jove raids Bulat's base. Cheeky and there good. Blows apart Dimitri and Yuri. And Sergei. There you go. Bulat going for the first KO1 heavy tank. 10 kills on the Panther 4. Gonna get rushed here. And hit with an anti-tank grenade. Bit of a misplay there possibly by Joe. At least he got a bit too greedy. And he's pushing up there with the Panzer gun as the sniper there. Panzer going to be awaiting an ambush. Got the field coming out on the flank. Got Jaeger to command squad. They're trying to cover up the flank here. Panther 4 taking shots. Also got an off there. Didn't go off though. And go counter routed by the sniper, the Panzers and the Grenadiers fire. A lot of counter fire there in Bulat's counter squad. Didn't get wiped though, so that's lucky there for Bulat. Now it's actually Jove's time to control most of the map, in which case you definitely prioritise getting that heavy Panzer up as fast as possible, bring out some armour. And once he sees the K1s, his priority, and I mean he should figure that might be something like that. His priority should be going for a Panther as fast as possible. Gonna lose their ace level, 23 kills. Almost got the Eastern victory point as well. Continues speed here against Bulat. Very good play there by Jove. A few telemines I think would be a great choice. I mean, he's got most of the map, so there's plenty of room I think just sneaking in some telemines. Here or there, maybe here. This could also be a good spot. This is also reasonably good. There could be also something here, but either way, the more telemines the better. His tech is done. He definitely needs to get that going there as fast as possible and then push out something from it. And again, at this stage, I would recommend the Panther, since he's going to struggle to always deal with the K1. I mean, it's either that or CoH2, since they definitely have the better DPS to deal with it. We'll have to see what Jove ends up with here. There's the Clement Vorishov 1 heavy tank. Panther 4 on watch, 10 kills. In the east here, Grenadiers on watch. Ready to surprise Bulat at any moment. It's now being pursued by Kansky. We got 7 kills. T-7 moving about. No heavy Panzer call yet for Joe. That definitely sounds like a mistake. And there you go, flanking the field gun out on the end. We got the maximum rate to cover. We also got the T-7 in there. So Joe might have gotten a bit too many funny ideas into this. He's going to have to retreat. He also got a mine there. Further causing casualties, but looks like Joe's going to be able to get away with 1 man. And in center here, oh, Engineers almost taken out. There we go. Wiped out a small victory there for Jove. In fact, Bulat has no Engineers now. He has no way of repairing his tanks. And he also has no minesweepers. Grenadiers here forced to cover the retreat of the Air Command Squad before they will hopefully retreat themselves. Otherwise, Joe's going a bit of a thankless task. And these T-7 moving up there, veteran fleet. Grenadiers on the fire here. K1 falling back with no kills so far inflicted. A bit of damage suffered. Still no heavy panzer core for Jove. He definitely needs to get that one going as fast as humanly as possible. I mean, you don't just tech for it without building any other armour and, you know, not build it. There you go. Heavy panzer corps there for Jove and the 1st Panzer Division. Took a bit of a while, but at least we're getting there. Maximum season advancing. In the west, we've got the Panzer IV counter-attacking. K1 advancing as well. 70 teams down. So I think this would be a good time to call in the Stuka close air support. I mean, there you go. He's committed really deeply, so the Stuka Kanonen folks should have a good chance to do some damage. All firing at the K1, which is quickly getting up into the terrain, avoiding most of the shots. T7 that goes down. That's pretty good there for Joe. Bit of a blow there to Bulat. Tank 4 of those wiped out. Bit of a blow there to Joe. He's also lost his Panzer Grenadiers. That's much more uncomfortable for him. He can go for the Panther now and definitely should. His Pack 4 of those there's going to get stoned. That's going to be pretty bad news there for Joe. He's getting some infantry fast, but he's super out managing his Panzer 4 here, allowing, I think, Bulat to rush forward to steal it. We got more anti-tank fire there from the aircraft, but due to the terrain again, most of them are hitting the tree line there and are doing absolutely no damage to the K1. That's pretty lucky there for Bulat. Panthers on the way for Jove. That's very good, but again, the anti-tank is being held off. That means Bulat has more ways to stop the Panther, and that's going to be a problem there for Jove. Grenadiers moving in. Maximum they're blocking off any further movements there from Joe. Sniper with 9 kills, bit more pressure on the right flank. West side is once more wide open. They've got one machine this time around to stop any such exploitation attempts by Bulat. And there you go, now it's Bulat's time to call in the Vet Army Air Force here to stop Joe from running out for the eastern side. Very cheeky. He can do some damage inside the base, and there you go, Panther out here for Joe. More armor though would be a good idea. He could go for another Panther to deal with infantry. He could go for Stuka to deal with the K1. He could go for the Oswald as well, I guess. That might help a bit versus the aircraft. More pioneers for Joe's a very good idea. It's going to help with repairs. Guys moving up slowly on the west side. K1 good to go. Troops are reinforcing. Troops setting out. Fixing up the K1 there. Bulat is theoretically, I mean, he's got plenty of fuel there, so he could just begin churning out tanks here versus Jove. That could definitely be a problem there for Jove. He's going for a Panzerwehr for now. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that one. I mean, versus the support ones, it makes sense, even the infantry. But on the other hand, if like Bulat builds up a large armoured concentration, the Panzerwehr is going to end up risking being a bit dead. But there you go, Panther taking heavy damage from the anti-tank guns. And this, of course, is where the Panzerwehr is going to be great. I mean, you can't get rid of them. And that's going to be very helpful there for Joe's going to allow his Panther and Panther 4 about freely put more pressure on Bulat that way. But if he fails to do that, he's going to really wish he'd gone for something else than the Panzerwehr. But anyways, constantly up in the east, here was the command spot on the Grenadiers, taking heavy damage from the G43s. Panther's going to need repairs. Panzerwehr almost down there for Jove and the 1st Panzer Division. Constantly was routed beneath a hailstorm of G43 fire. There we go, Panzerwehr out here for Jove. K1 there is going to engage the Panther 4, both shooting at each other, penetrating each other, doing a bit of damage. Of course, the K1 takes less damage. Holding for the anti-tank guns, fixing up the Panther. Tech 46 there, taking a few hits there. K1 bouncing shot from the Panzer 4. Panther almost got to go. There you go. Panther down. A bit too slow. Oh, no, not too much. But the thing is, Jove doesn't have anything follow up here, so he doesn't actually have a way of really sort of having a chance to destroy the anti-tank guns, which I think is Jove's major issue here. I mean, he could, actually follow up on this barrage. He would take out the anti-tank guns, but then leave Bulat with just the K1. At which point, I think Jove had a good chance of winning. But because he doesn't have a follow up, I mean, Bulat is just able to get away with the anti-tank guns. He might have to reinforce them, but there's a bit of a difference between having just reinforced them or just entirely losing them or even handing over to the enemy, and that's kind of the possible problem here with Jove. We'll have to see there. Still, Jove has a much larger force than Bulat here, so of course he wills it correctly, it'll be great, but if he doesn't, it's going to be great for Bulat. So now we're there with 15 kills. Using the 2-2 there with infantry winners to scout out the easy targets. Nice play there by Jove. I mean, it's a full podcast. One thing Jove East could do now is begin building bunkers to defend some of the more vital points, between the ones on the left flank. Maybe lay down some telemines and S-mines. Make it harder for Bulat to make any advances against Jove and the German army. But so far there seems to be very few signs of that. Slow advancing the right flank as he goes for it again, trying to push for the centre and trying to sneak up through here to then sort of hit behind. Or you can try and raid the base. That would be a cheeky move there by Joe, but it could prove to be effective. Instead he seems intent on attacking here where Bulat seems to be likely focusing on all of his offences. So that might not work out too well there for Joe as he'd hoped. Bulat very quickly trying to spoil here Joe's build-up by calling air support onto it. Sneaky play there, got Panther barracks again. This time they're utterly missing the mark, doing some damage, but most importantly, the anti-tank guns are still alive, and that's the real problem here for Joe. Got air support calling from Joe now because there's one KD1 there. So far though, doing minimal damage there. We got a Panther fast off, and the K1 tanks will get out of the arc of fire. With the anti-tank is running any armoured pursuits there as well. And the infantry can't advance because of Bulat's air support. So right now there's a bit of a stalemate here where Jove isn't really gaining any ground. Sniper, they're almost taken out, and there you go. Looks like one aircraft went down. That's a bit lucky there for Jove. Going up here again with Mines, which could pull up and try and sneak up behind Bulat. Which I think will be a very strong move there for Jove and the German army. The first Panzer to be short. Back here, troops healing and reinforcing. Got Joe's Panzer falling back here. Got 1556 for 19. Oh, they're completing him down from the ambush German infantry. And more infantry charging in there for Bulat with 16 kills there, ready to avenge their fallen brethren. K1 tank number 2 on the way there for Bulat, and Joe has so far yet to do any sort of serious damage to the first one. This could prove a bit of a hazard there for Joe. Can't push back the Jaeger command squad in the west, pretty close. Oops. Guys been routed there by Grenadiers. Panther has the conscript, got the Grenadiers sniper moving up. Here we got 23 kills on the sniper. Halfway to the east level. Panther 4 being fixed up. Joe's still flooding a lot of resources and just not spending them. I mean, again, machine gun bugs up to defend some of the points. I think could be a very good investment there for Joe. K1 being slowly pushed back by the Panther in the east. He could try and maybe make a small advance. Panther is good to go gun as well here for Jove and the first Panther to be short. Point seized by the Grenadier. 24 remaining on watch. Bit of quad here and there you go. Sneaky move here to the eastern field point there by Jove. Thumbs up. And right there, Jove runs initiates his Panther 4 gets a damaged engine against fighting versus Bulat and an infantry squad backing up the tank. Nice little tactical formation there for Bulat. Less ideal there for Jove. Actively the Pioneers guns bring in, but they're getting covered here by the K1 tank. Pioneers need to choose from as well. There'll be a blow there for Jove to lose his Pioneers now. Pushed away the maximum, that's going to have a bit there, but in the west we've got a slight movement here in the centre. There's also a build there from Bulat. Whereas Joe's forces are seemingly a bit aimless at the moment, as I think Joe's trying to figure out his next move. $321 versus 219. Gonna use the Jaeger commands, we're being held down to the conscripts. We got 22 kills on those. Conscripts routed, and the center of the assault continues. Conscripts not taken out. Panther taking heavy damage. In the west, we got the 2-2 there with Panther for support, dealing with the conscript on the left flank. And to tank is moving up. We got the Panther for their firing rate. Can it hit? Can it hit? Oh, has Joe misaim? some light damage on one of the anti-tank guns, getting a few kills, but nothing crucial, nothing decisive. Panther veterans you won, that's helpful there for Jove. If you can avoid it being destroyed by the anti-tanks, but infantry going for them, very good. If they can destroy them, it looks like in this case the anti-tank guns get away there. Air support calling again here, but Jove's got a lot of manpower surplus that is massive. He's going to try and take it out. So it's the other K1's actually drawing the fire there of the Luftwaffe. Well, there you go. Some damage affecting the K1 heavy tank. Anti-tank is pushed back. Troops seem reinforced. You need to get the Panther fixed up, the Panther 4 fixed up, 2-2 fixed up. Needs to be a bit faster about this. Needs to mach schnell. Bulat urging his men though to charge themselves forward and to destroy the fascists for a glorious centre assault there. Gonna just route it. K1 moving up on the right hand side. Ooh, sniper almost taking out the K1. That'd be a bit of a blow there to Jove. And we got a Bulat with his own air support causing harm there to Jove's infantry. Nasty. Certainly a lot of air support here. Panther almost fixed up. 2-2 machine gun firing there. And there you go. Looks like one of the aircraft got shot down. Big push here by Bulat on the centre. Got locked on these. Plus the air command got with the G for the freeze, causing grievous harm to Bulat's infantry. But it's not enough. Cannot halt the assault of Bulat there. At least not entirely. K1 moving up, backed up more infantry here. Jove is definitely defensive. He needs to pull off some power moves here versus Bulat. Some really strong flanks maneuvers that throws him off, because despite having a larger force than Bulat, he's not really wielding it effectively, I would argue, at the moment. It could stand to be used a bit more efficiently here versus Bulat through some clever flanks and moves. Panzer 4 being fixed up. 2 unit repairs. Panzer left with 11 kills. K1 they're almost good to go. At this rate, though, Bulat could just go for more K1s. You could also just go for T-34s. They're really fast. You could choose this. But going for more K1s could also work, as Jove is clearly struggling here with the ones that are already there, despite having access to Panthers. Panzer 4 there, almost good to go. Another Panther with a barrage this time against the maximum in the east. Most of the rockets, though, absolutely missed the mark. Then absolute disgrace there for Jove and the German army. Panther moving out. Panther Werfer is good to go. Should get the move to back up the Panther. Counter-attack here from Bulat as he moves in opposite, or at least a fat chunk of his infantry. He's lost one conscript somewhere, so he's almost bringing all of his infantry, the conscript being elsewhere positioned. Looking to get a weapon and treating gun. He's got the Panther moving in, canoeing as well as they can from ambush, plus gun these as well. Panther moving up to deal with any sort of armoured push for the centre. Got anti-tankers backing them up. Directed in the Panther, one shot penetrates the other bouncers. Got Jaeger command squad there trying to maybe advancing on the right flank, but is not finding much progress there. In fact, we got Bulat moving up his own K1 in the west. Gasping there, pushed back by the Panther 4, 17 kills. Nothing further happening here in Jove's base. Back here, he got the K1 setting out there for Bulat for the Red Army. Going to release the 29 kills. And finally got the K1 moving up, threatening the eastern entrance to Jove's base. Panzerkampfwagen fear this. Just waiting about doing nothing. And he's sort of scattering his forces, and he's never really making sort of any big moves here versus Bulat. K1 there, directly here from the Panther, and its high velocity Sinfamino gun, easily piercing the armour like a hot knife through butter. K1 moving up here. Veterans with 2-5 kills, definitely very nasty. And then the West gun attempt to poke through here with like anti-tanks backing up the conscripts. Panther 4 needs to go very fast. Odie, he might lose it now. He's not moving, he's not moving! There we go, Panther 4 down, a bit of a blow there to Jove. We got the Panther firing, but again, he's firing it from too far away, meaning it scatters too great. And usually if you're doing it like that, you usually want to fire like, you know, a fat chunk of infantry, not turn to tank guns. So right there, that's kind of a waste of the Panther, and again it sort of highlights that there are some issues there for Jove. Until the 2 KV1s out and he's actually, you know, a way to sort of really defeat them. He doesn't have enough firepower, he's not bringing up Pack, they probably should bring up Stooks or more Panthers to stop them. Panther taking heavy damage. Got Veggie 2 on it, that's pretty good there for Jove. And Jove's not building ammunition cast, he's just spending his spare resources on something. And he's clearly setting up for more stupid close air support that would try and break Bulat's armor dominance. Two then advancing with the troops here. We got Condoleezza standing about, Sniper also on watch. Artillery fire called in. Yeah, command squad taking heavy damage. There's chaos inside Jove's base here. This Red Army aviation strafes and murders mercilessly. 2-2, they can interact as an anti-aircraft gun. Panther machine gun there joining this, or top gunner. One aircraft seems to have gone down. That's a small relief here for Jove, but not a big one. And right now, Bulat just as Jove pinned within his base aggressively. Okay, when that shoots penetrating the one's armor, that's a Pack 40 shoots there, does it. Another penetrating hit, but he's still struggling to get anywhere here versus Bulat. MG42 there on watch in the west. Great hit from the Panther on the K1. 2-2 there moving up to try and flank up maneuver. And the 2-2 immediately breaks down under heavy Russian fire. And it is advancing. Panther almost good to go again. And there you go, ambush MG42 turning for the conscripts, doing quite grievous harm. And there you go, Jove is finally going for Sturmgeschütz 3 Ausführung G. But will it be enough? Will it be sufficient here? Conscripts moving forwards there, changing into the command squad. Stu halfway down now, we got a house out here for Bulat. Heavy damage, almost taking out the anti-tank guns, but not quite. We got 16 kills, close to veteran 2, that's nice. But Jove is definitely not making a lot of progress here versus Bulat and the Red Army. The 1st Guards Rifle, or 5th Guards Rifle Division is holding firm here. Got the Sturmgeschütz moving vorwärts. Fun fact about Stooks, between roughly 1943 and 1944, it was not uncommon for the Germans' Panzer Division to sort of unofficially had a 3rd Panzer Battalion, despite being removed of roughly 1942 after the loss at Stalingrad, by basically just adding a Stug battalion to each Panzer Division. It was a sort of, shall we say, unofficial move, sort of, again, common in most divisions, though sort of late 1944 they pretty much stopped doing it. So there's a little fun one there. K1 moving up, and you'll see some good sort of rightness, just, you know, being a 3rd Panther, and just being an organic part of it. I mean, technically they kind of were, but on paper they weren't, but they kind of were. You got the Panther flying here, the Guardsmen in the west. Pioneers trying as well to defend, but they're not doing too much here. Anti-tank comes here with the Stug. Not enough in support to break through. We got the air command from the other side. Panzer is counter battery mode. Counter barrage, I didn't feel like that's a bit pointless here for Joe. That's not really going to help him a lot. Yeah, he realises that and cancels it. As they're taking a nasty hit. After they're getting into fire there, the 152mm. Ready to shatter some fascists. And Panther hits a mine. That is pretty bad news there for Jove and for Germany. Taking heavy damage from all the anti-tank guns. Can he save the Panther here? Conscripts with machine guns supporting the left flank. Panther vehicle trying to fire on that. Stu covering sort of the right flank, sort of. Yeah, command squad was taken out here by the howitzer. And you got Panther barrage firing here. Recently close range with all the advancing infantry around the victory point. Imagine, there you go. Causing maximum previous in fact, harming in fact, wiping one of Bulat's conscript squads. Very good there. That's about it. Stu there without any need for support. This is he's easily rushed up there by Bulat's arm. I need to get it out of there fast. Panther and down to repairs. Jove is holding on, but again, it is starting to look a bit more frantic, a bit more desperate as Bulat just keeps pouring it on. K1 then halfway to the ace level. Panther being fixed up. That one is roughly also halfway there. Air support called in again here by Jove to try and break up and catch any tanks there. Guy down to half health, almost got it taken out here, but he can't really sort of keep it up here since he doesn't have any line of sight. So it's only going to be one pass from each of the two aircraft, meaning the K1 gets away ultimately safely there. I suppose a bit close. Panther still got a bit to go forward, can fire with its rockets once more. Stu getting repairs. That's still firing against the Panther, forcing Joe to fall back. And we got air support put as well here now by Bulat. The skies are alive again, and it's not with the sound of music or gamma radiation. Anyway, Stu Panther falling back. K1 engaging the air command squad here. Close especially to there. Other K1 halfway to the east level. Panther almost good to go. Germans going to be with the guardsman there. Bringing up the K1 then close to the edge there of Joe's base, but disaster to look soon there. Go more fire the Grenadiers. Guardsman then push back. Panther almost fixed up. There we go, once more Gefechtsbereit here for the German Reich. K1 attacking to the edge of the base, Stu there, half health. Still seems successfully push back there, Bulat. Oh, he took out the bunker, cheeky bastard. On the 4 vs 214, Panther moving up and getting the maximum head on with his machine guns, actually do quite a bit of damage there to the maximum crew there. 11 kills there, 12 kills, slowly approaching the ace level. Support in there, go another artillery barrage here from Bulat to try and make it harder for Jove to about with his infantry. Also looks like the sniper died at some point. 5 kills on the howitzer. Jove now seems to be suffering a bit more for tunnel vision as he just keeps attacking head on. He's not trying to outmaneuver Bulat, he's not trying to surprise him or get off some good attacks. He's just attacking head on, possibly without necessarily having a clear idea to what he wants to do. K1 they're slowly approaching the ace level. He's got a lot of fuel, but again he's not been able to spend it a lot there because he keeps bleeding manpower. That's sort of the funny situation. Again, it just highlights just how much more fuel he can get on a map like this. Like Crossroads just has more points, but you just get so much more fuel. There you go, Panther doing heavy damage, also getting taken up at the anti-tank guns. Plus we've got the K1 there flanking up behind it. Nice play there with Bulat, really good reading the situation. Best there, trying to jump up, glides past the computer using uses jump up. Now he's in front of the microphone. Now he's behind the screen. And to 10 ultimately up with the infantry with damage there. Panther is down. That's a big loss there to Jove, particularly since so close to the ace. The Stu though flanking in here for the fatherland. Ooh, target weak point being attempted here. Not a very good ability. Does less damage and doesn't like wildly do anything to the K1 anyway. So I'm not entirely sure what he was hoping to do with it. I mean, it's kind of at this point the sigil, which is basically now alongside the Stu 22, also it's Veterans 1, meaning it's really only Veteran 3 for the Stu that does anything serious of note worthiness. Oops, just grabbing the cat so it doesn't cause any further trouble, or at least causes minimal trouble. Right now, artillery fire there into the base. Sturmpanzer knife for Joe. That almost feels like he's just given up here because with the 2 K1s, the Sturmpanzers are going to be absolutely pointless. I mean, that's not going to stop them at all. So that's something he needs to I think Captain just go for more Panthers, and honestly he should just go for more Snooks, but really he also needs to change his tactics because right now it's not just a siege, there's his force compass and he's also just highly useless his stuff, and he's not really, I think, playing to his strengths. He's more playing to Bulat's strengths, which is, you know, not the German strengths. Third K1 on the way there for Bulat. Bringing up 3 heavy tanks now versus Jove, who is very much struggling to have a sufficient impact on his opponent. We got 128 versus 214. K1 moving up on the right side of the base of the sub-home, of course, only takes some damage. I mean, Jove still has a reasonably large force, but again, you can see there, despite having it, he's just using it so very passively and statically, which is surprisingly not what the Wehrmacht is good at. Again, despite really billing the Wehrmacht as a defensive faction, it's not a very good defensive faction. It lacks the durability. I mean, most of its units cannot, withstand in the longer fight, which is, what characterizes most defensive fighting. Needs to get more aggressive with it, trying to flank it out, maneuver, use his firepower more actively. But sadly, that's not really what Jove's been doing with it a lot of the time. That kind of leaves Jove there in a bit of a tight spot. But he's on the offensive again, but can he sort of, gain enough damage done here? Maximum taking out the Panzer for now. 26 kills, 22 Sturm Panzer moving about there. 1 kill so far. And straight into K1 tank here, which easily bars there Jove's Sturm Panzer's way. Can't move right here straight into the Grenadiers. And then go more to the front into Jove's base. Sturm Panzers having no real impact on K1. Panzer on the way there for Jove. I don't think that's going to be a particularly great choice since it does nothing. As well as the K1 Leeds does very little. He needs something more penetration and firepower against Stukes or Panthers. Really should be Jove's priority here versus those K1 tanks. I mean, Panzer IVs and Sturm Panzer IVs are going to have minimal impact versus those menaces. 40 kills, very nice. We got a 68 versus 214. The situation with Joe is looking pretty bleak. Stu gains Infantry 2, penetrates the K1's frontal armour. Nice work there. Nice work. K1 moving up there, goes straight for the Sturm Panzer, and we got double anti-tanks coming up as well there. Jaeger command's going to try and deal with it. Might get one there, but it's taking heavy down from all the anti-tank guns. Air support going to go there by Bulat. Further makes things comfortable here for Jove. Got him flanking up here. Panzer for firing. Oh, Sturm Panzer down. That might even been the howitzer down in the job. Yup. Stu Gorman's down, comes rushing out with anti-tank grenades, and they're going to pop it off and destroy the Stu Panzer for down with this. Jove is losing the vast majority of his forces here. K1 flanking out. That's the ace K1 as well. That is bad news there for Jove. And with that, I think it is safe to say that Bulat has very much cemented a win here. There's no way that Jove can come back. And with that, we got him leaving. So GG, game over. A loss here for the German army. The 1st Panzer Division being back here by the 5th Guards Division. A brutal fight here. And again, I feel like it just came down to Jove, I think, not handling his forces effectively here. He just kept trying to grind down his opponent, which is not really what the Wehrmacht does well. It more relies on maneuver and positioning the firepower well and doing heavy damage in short bursts, and that way you're just sort of trying to push through for that. But again, he didn't quite play to those strengths that allowed, I think, Bulat to sort of slowly pull ahead there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. Also, big thanks to Dion for donating and supporting the Propagandacast. You're part of my company of heroes, and of course, you too can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the description. Supporting the Propagandacast that way gloriously. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience, and hope to see you all tomorrow again for a nice little episode. Bye.